Hey, we're back. And today we're going to be doing an overview of the whole city since a lot has changed since our last overview video. So we're going to be going through the train yard over here, the downtown area, the suburban area in the back corner, the docks and shipyard, and then a quick shot over the airport. So let's get started. So our train yard begins over here at the end of the downtown strip by the main train station here. And it begins with a loading and offloading area for all the cargo trains that come through. So you can see you have a crane here that runs on these tracks here. And it can go down this trail here and pick up the cargo and come up to the waiting trucks that is here. And then these trucks can just pull out and go to the rest of the city where else they need to go. We do have 4 train lines that run outside the Union Station here. This is more of an inactive train line, just a train that's mostly parked on it. These are the 2 loading lines for the cargo trains out the city. The main commuter rail line is the first elevated track here, and then the main freight rail that runs outside the city is the second elevated track here. And then inside the Union Station, there's 2 tracks that go through there. There's the steam track that is the closest one to the station. And then you have another commuter line that runs through the city. And it goes on to the second track that goes to the station. So it's kind of a bypass to that station, but it can stop there if it needs to. With our 2 outside trains, they can't actually run around the city. And they do climb the hills here, which is actually really nice. So you can actually get a full round track around the city. So they can just go all the way around through the city. The other part of the train system that actually runs around the city is the red commuter rail that runs through the downtown area. It runs just a little short loop around the downtown area from one end to the other. So you can see it come around the curve, it goes through the Union Station, and then it just makes a little loop around the city. And then whenever it needs to, it can just come straight into the station here and then stop. So it can pick up passengers and then move on. And then finally, for the overall transportation from any point in the city, we have our monorail system, which both lines end up here at the airport train station. This is the line that comes from the suburbs area, and it goes past the shipyard, by the police station, and over in the suburbs. And then we have the downtown line, which also stops at the airport. And it goes through downtown, and then eventually wraps over Union Station and goes over to the construction site and turns around and comes back. Goes to the construction site because that's just going to be a new stop in the city whenever the building gets finished. So in our downtown strip of the city, you can see city's not quite too busy right now. Some traffic out there. Looks like the trash and city sweepers are out right now doing their job, so it might be early in the morning. But on this side of the city strip, you have the Parisian restaurant, the pet store, and then the pool house and detective shop right there. And then on the other side of the street, you have the Lego Brick Bank building, and then the Palace Theater on the corner. So also over by the train yard area, we have the downtown train station, which has the main commuter platform here. Then as you go up and over the stairs and over the other line, you can get either across through the little tunnel and go to the monorail station, or you can come down the stairs and go to the red commuter train through the city. And then if you're getting off at this train station, you do have options of transportation. If you had a bike, you can park it right there by the station, or you can ride the bus or taxi system throughout the city. So you can really access the city from any transit stop throughout it. So in the middle of the downtown area, we have the Lego City Union Station. And then on the corner next to it is the shopping mall. And then the City Hall. And then there is another pet store down by the train tracks. And then next to the fire station, we have an apartment complex. And then the Green Grocer building, which looks like it's getting a delivery right now. So at the end of the downtown strip, there's a city park here. And while yes, there is a train track running through it, and not really much of a fencing or anything like that, there is, people can just use their sense to walk across, look both ways before they go. Train doesn't run too often, so don't have to worry about it too much. When you cross the train tracks, you come over to the Ferris wheel of the city, which is just kind of sitting along the edge of the harbor here on the edge of the city. And then as you go through the Ferris wheel, you'll be next to a nice little river that flows from the back of the suburban area out into the harbor. And then, of course, we have the construction site at the corner here. There is still an abandoned building here, might be fixed up soon. Then you move into the residential area, which starts with this tall house here. Monorail tracks do go through, might be a little loud sometimes, but they also don't run too often, it's not too busy. So you just move through the houses. There is a residential park back here, so that people don't always have to go to the city park to have somewhere to bring their kids. There is a monorail stop there for the people in the residential area, so they can reach the monorail also without having to go to the city. There's a police station over here. This is our new police station we built not that long ago. It's pretty big, it's got a lot of jail cells, got a lot of room in there, so it's pretty nice for the city. Only police station in the city so far. And then next to that we have a pizza shop at the corner here of this road that goes on then to the harbor. So at the beginning of the harbor area over here, you can see there is a gas station. It is a large gas station. It's the only gas station in the city also. So most of the people have to come here to get their gas. There's a little gate the trucks have to go through. They can just pass by the security gate there, and then they get onto the ramp to go to the dock. And the loading dock is where all the trucks will be. There's a crane here for loading up the main cargo ships. Right there. And then of course, like I said earlier, the dock is also right next to the monorail station, which would then, if you follow the road, carry you down to the airport and baseball stadium. And then the final section of the harbor area ends with a little civilian dock, and then it moves on to the Coast Guard dock entirely there. They have all their boats. And then there's also a little ferry port next to the airport. There is the baseball stadium right next to the airport. That makes it easier for people who are traveling to the city for games. They can just stay right next to the airport and still be able to get to their games easily. And then you move on to the airport terminal, which has a fairly large tarmac. And then the airport itself, which does have a small general aviation area over here for excess planes. And then it has a main corporate general aviation terminal on that side of the airport, where that's also where the second fire station of the city is. And that also services the airport and the city. And really any planes can fly into this airport. You can see there's corporate jets. There's also some fighter aircraft or even just privately owned jets. And then you also have the single engine aircraft or propeller aircraft over here. So really anybody can reach the city from either the boat, the ferry, or airplane. So that's all for this update video overview for this year of the city. Let me know what you think in the comments of it. Anything you thought was cool or think you might want to see changed or maybe tweaked a little bit. If you wanted to see closer videos of some of the projects such as the stadium or the airport or anything like that, we do have closer videos on the channel that go into much more detail of those parts. This is just a general overview of the city. But again, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.